Hi, my name is Brianna McCanns, and today I'll be presenting my sexual variation project from yesterday and today for Health Science 425 Human Sexuality and Sexual Education. The sexual variation topic I selected for this project were views on premarital sex from the past and today. Before I begin, I would like to define what premarital sex is. Premarital sex is also known as premarital coitus or premarital intercourse. This term is defined as any form of intercourse prior to marriage and the consensual intercourse between two unmarried people. Views on this topic vary from culture to culture and from country to country, and these views have drastically changed over the years. Premarital sex is a common sexual practice in the United States, and this is premarital sexual views are held double standards for males and females. It is often encouraged for males to engage in premarital sex, and it is often frowned upon for females to engage in premarital sex. The lack of engaging in premarital sexual activities is a natural contraceptive and a technique to prevent against sexual transmitted diseases and sexual transmitted infections. The theory I selected to apply to my topic is the social learning theory, or SLT, that was created by Alfred Bandura in 1977. It focuses on observing, modeling, and imitation of others and considers how the environment influences human behavior and learning. It states behaviors, attitudes, and emotional reactions of others are observed and learned. Historical views on premarital sex from times such as the 1960s to 1970s were very negative. Religious views strongly discouraged and disapproved upon premarital sexual activities, and it was very frowned upon by the churches. Laws such as the Comstock Law also negatively reinforced views on premarital sexual activities by forbidding single men from accessing contraceptives such as condoms and forbade single females from accessing birth control methods to discourage them from engaging in premarital sex and sexual activities. In addition, the sexual acceptance of premarital sex during the 1960s and 1970s was very low. There was little to no tolerance for premarital sexual intercourse or sexual activities. It was encouraged and stressed to be abstinent and celibate. Current and contemporary views from 2022 are positive and do not frown upon premarital sex. It is often a norm in the United States and many other countries. Laws define the age of consent as low as 16 years old in some states in the United States, and the media portrayal, such as TV shows, movies, and other forms of mass media, portray premarital sex and premarital sexual activities frequently and do not negatively discourage this and don't shame upon it. Religious views, despite that many people still hold strong religious beliefs, they do participate in premarital sex. Approximately 50% of Christians engage in premarital sexual activities, according to an article. And the social acceptance of this topic now for premarital intercourse and activities is socially accepted and a common norm. Here's a chart of the different ages of consent in the United States, and the age of consent as defined by this image is the legal age at which an individual is considered mature enough to consent in sex or sexual activities. There have been studies on premarital sex and sexual activities. According to data, most Americans engage in premarital intercourse and sexual activities. Data demonstrates from a survey that approximately 77% of people by the age of 20 engage in premarital sexual activities or intercourse, and it was further demonstrated that the percentage of premarital sex increases with age. 95% of people by the age of 45 engage in premarital sex and premarital sexual activities. Here's a chart that demonstrates the trends of premarital sex in the United States from 1954 to 2003. As you can see, the amount of those who engaged in premarital sexual activities increased with age. Here are the different ages, and here are the number of respondents who stated they engaged in sexual activities. How is the social learning theory applied? In the past, views were negative, and this caused many people to develop negative perspectives on this topic of premarital sex. Religion, laws, and social norms reinforce negative messages about premarital sex. Views from religion, such as it being a sin, discourage premarital sexual activities, and laws such as the Comstock Act discourage single people from engaging in premarital sexual activities. In addition, the negative social norm held by society reinforces negative message about premarital sexual activities and sexual sex views. The way the social learning theory is applied to contemporary views is that society changed their perspective from negative to a positive view due to the change in norms regarding premarital sex that has impacted the way the social learning theory is applied to the contemporary views of this topic now is people have learned and developed a new perspective on this topic of premarital sex, which is now positive due to the societal norm of premarital sex being positive. It has become a common sexual practice in the United States and other nations, and religion, laws, and social views do not negatively reinforce this topic. It is encouraged. There are laws that set the age to engage in sex as low as the age of 16, and those who engage in religious activities also participate in premarital sex. Thank you, and I hope you learned a lot from this presentation, and thank you for your time. Here are my references.